Are you looking for a really good show that's streaming right now? Well, today I'm going to make the case that that show should be Get Shorty. And today I want to talk about season 1 of the show Get Shorty. Now, this is a show that is on Epix. That's the network that brought it out. There are 3 seasons, but season 1 is currently on Netflix. And the great thing about this show is that the first season, it has a complete story arc. You only need to watch one season if you decide that. You'll be completely satisfied at the end of it. And so, yeah, if you love it and you want more, you can go out and try to find the other seasons elsewhere. But season 1 is fantastic and you are going to love it. So let me tell you about the TV show. It's based on the novel by Elmore Leonard. You may remember a movie from 1995 with John Travolta and Gene Hackman called Get Shorty. Well, this show has nothing to do with the movie. In fact, they're not even the same characters. It's really nothing like it. There are some similarities in the tone, and that generally, you know, it's about some gangsters in the movie business. But other than that, there really aren't any similarities to the movie. I don't even know how I feel about the movie. I don't really think it holds up, having looked at it just recently. But we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about this TV show. There's 10 episodes. It's on Netflix right now. You can watch it. And it stars Chris O'Dowd. He plays Miles Daly. Now, Chris O'Dowd, I know him from the IT Crowd, which is a hilarious comedy, British comedy. And I never thought that this guy who played a total nerd, weakling in the IT Crowd, that he could play a tough guy who kills people in this gangster show. But he pulls it off perfectly. In fact, now I have a hard time believing that he was ever that nerd, you know? So his acting is fantastic. But he plays, let's just say, a heavy, right? A tough guy, an enforcer, if you will, for some organized crime out of Pahrump, Nevada. And I don't know if that's a real town or not, but supposedly they have a casino there, and he solves problems for them, along with his partner, Sean Bridgers, who plays Lewis Darnell. You may know him from Deadwood. I don't know Deadwood, but I've been told that he plays a similar tough guy in Deadwood. And yeah, he's fantastic. In fact, there's a funny thing between the difference between the two. His partner doesn't quite have the moral compass that he has. And it's funny to see them play off each other about what is acceptable in working as a hitman or as an enforcer for a crime family. Just the differences between the two of them. But the story is about the Chris O'Dowd character, Miles Daly, and he's working as a criminal. And he wants to get out of that life because he's married, he has a daughter, and he just wants a better life. And he wants to come up with a scheme to get out of this one life and to go legit and to do something where his wife and daughter can be proud of him and be safe. And so they have an idea that they can become movie producers. And somehow they fall into a script that they decide to take to Hollywood to pitch. And the guy that they get on board, Rick Moreweather, is played by Ray Romano. And again, this is another character that I couldn't believe was such a good actor. I mean, I knew him from his sitcom, Everybody Loves Raymond. I'd seen him in a few things. I wasn't a big fan, but in watching this show, wow, he is a fantastic actor. I mean, the cast top to bottom, their acting is top notch. Now, what this season encompasses is his desire to make a better life for his family and to produce a film that will be something that can get him out of the situation that he's in. But unfortunately, that's a lot more complicated than he hopes. And that's the story that develops over the season. They run into a lot of problems that they have to solve. They solve them in unique ways that you don't always see coming, but it's very satisfying in that way. I do want to make a couple notes about the production. One thing I found interesting is there were no establishing shots in this show at all. And if you don't know what I mean by that, sometimes in a show, like this show goes back and forth between Nevada and Los Angeles. Well, when they were in Los Angeles, a typical establishing shot, there'd be some music playing, and there'd be let's say the outside of a building, and there'd be a slow crane shot down the side of the building to some people talking, and then it would have captioned Los Angeles, California. They don't bother doing that at all with this show, and I think it's a really interesting choice by the director. Oh, I was going to mention the creator of the show is Davey Holmes. He was an executive producer for Shameless, and he was a writer for Damages, which was, season 1 of Damages was fantastic. So I was excited to see what he would do with this, and I'm just super, super impressed. This appeared to be a very high-budget show. There wasn't anything that I felt lacked from a production standpoint. You know, it's not like they had to have scenes where they had to cut the budget for it. It all made sense. And I thought that was great because it really kept you in the story. The music, whoever chose the music for this show is genius. They've got great musical taste. I found myself, like every other episode, pulling out my phone, asking my phone who the song was, because they picked songs to set the mood for certain scenes that were very unique that you may not know. I didn't know a lot of these songs, but I thought they were perfect for setting the mood for particular scenes. So that's something else that you can look out for. Now, like I say, with the acting, phenomenal. I thought it was great. I think they should all win awards. I especially liked the crime boss, Amara. She was played by an actress who's, let's say, not traditionally attractive, and she played it so well that I am now a big fan of this actor. She did a great job in being very believable. You just believed everything that she was doing, and even the subtle changes in her face to let you know that she disapproved of something was captivating. I thought that was really great. Now, the storytelling was tops in this. It was pretty easy to follow along the multiple storylines that go through each episode without them beating you over the head by making it too obvious. And so sometimes they would leave out information that you may need, but that was okay because they're treating you, the audience, as someone that's smart and doesn't need everything spoon-fed. And so I do appreciate that. Now, what I liked about this show, I loved the mood that it set, but the dialogue was really captivating. It's something that they did so well. You know, one of the things that I've noticed about TV shows that I like is once I like a character, once I'm interested in the character, I just want to see what they do in different situations. It doesn't necessarily always need to make sense. And these characters I was really invested in, and I wanted to see what they would do in different situations. And so, yeah, it was hard to not just play every single episode one after another. That's how engrossing it was to me. Did I have any dislikes? Not really. Not really. I've recommended this show to other people. I recommended this show to my parents. They loved it. I suspect that if you have good taste and you don't mind things that might be a little violent, that this could be your new favorite show. And if it is, I'd love it if you could tell me about that in the comments. And thanks for watching my review of Season 1 of Get Shorty. It's available now on Netflix. Let me know what you think. Peace.